No, not at all.
Didn't take very long, did it?
This spring, dig in and save.
Post it.
More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
There is a cloud of mystery surrounding what happened at that school, and these families need closure.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. I want to find out where the fire is.
Good evening, I'm Heather Venice.
And I'm Reginald Roundtree.
You just heard from Senator Bill Nelson back in February, and then Attorney General Pam Bondi today. They're talking about a reform school that was supposed to make life better. Instead, tortured little boys for years.
Now, Bondi announced today that she wants to open the graves and exhume the human remains of those who died while attending the Dozier School for Boys. Now, the school is located in the Panhandle, about 70 miles northwest of Tallahassee. It's believed there are unmarked graves of boys who died between 1900 and 1952 at that school, possibly from abuse by the guards. Today's reporter Melanie Michael is in our satellite center. And Mel, you spoke tonight to a man who actually attended this school. It had to bring up some horrible memories.
It did, Reggie. Good evening to you. And you and I had a very long conversation in the newsroom tonight about this subject. These were children, some of them as young as 6 years old, and what they went through was torture all of those years. And as you mentioned, Attorney General Pam Bondi wants to exhume the bodies of those left behind for closure for those grieving families.
It was supposed to be a reform school for boys nestled among the pines of North Florida. But within these walls, in a place nicknamed the White House, it was hell on earth. Little boys beaten so severely, flesh came off their backs. Their cries at night, never heard. And sexual abuse so vicious, grown men weep when they speak of it.
He turned on a big industrial fan, made a very large racket, but not enough of a racket to where you couldn't hear the slap of the whip, and grunts and groans and then cries and screams and noises that I'd never heard.
Robert Straley still sleeps with one eye open. He's had nightmares for 45 years. He was just 13 on his first night at the Dozier School for Boys and was dragged away in his pajamas, beaten with a leather whip mercilessly, 18 lashes, until he could no longer stand.
Leather was a double ply, this thick, double ply, about 4 to 5 inches across.
2 years ago, the school closed permanently after more than a century. The allegations of torture and abuse investigated by FDLE. USF researcher Dr. Erin Kimmerly and her team have found nearly 100 bodies of little boys left behind.
They were buried in shallow, unmarked graves, and so this is horrible, and it's important for these families to find out if their loved ones are there.
The expose of all this is good because maybe it wasn't really about the abuse to begin with. Maybe it was about getting all those boys up and out of the ground and out of the darkness and to the light.
Wow, what a story. You know, we want to thank Robert tonight for being so brave and sitting down with us and sharing his account of what took place all of those years at the Dozier School. We should tell you that Pam Bondi is hoping to have that court order signed very soon, and possibly we could see the exhumation in the next month. I'm Melanie Michael, live in the Satellite Center tonight, 10 News.